All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Cody. This is Connor. We're back for episode 3 of MOV Movie Talk. This episode, we're going to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, our all-time favorite Marvel movies. That includes everything outside of the cinematic universe. And we'll give you guys a little streaming movie to watch as well. So I'm going to kick things off with some... Well, we're going to go ahead and go straight into spoilers. This movie, most of you have probably seen. You have a thought of that? So you kick it off.
So Cody wanted me to tell you guys that there were spoilers coming up. There's spoilers coming up. God damn.
Let's see what you thought.
It was good. It's not obviously like top tier Marvel or MCU, but it was really enjoyable. I like kind of the horror vibe of it, that was cool. Bringing back Raimi, we knew we were gonna get something like that. And obviously the multiverse, some of the cameos we'll talk about later were pretty cool. But it was an enjoyable movie. Not anything like super special, but definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, this was directed by Sam Raimi. Did the Evil Dead movies, the first 3 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Dark Man. You just felt his fun, campy horror vibe.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like anything you've seen in Marvel so far. Which I don't know. I've heard a lot of people didn't enjoy that part of it. What do you think?
I enjoyed it, but I guess I like kind of horror stuff and going a little different from the MCU because I feel like a lot of movies are very templated.
Yeah.
A lot of the MCU movies are very templated. A lot of people accuse the first Doctor Strange as being like the most templated. So
really, just
kinda,
like it was like everything else.
Yeah,
origin story.
they all kind of seem the same. So I think it was a nice different direction and for Marvel and not Marvel I guess, but the MCU.
So you dug the different direction they
I
did
did,
with
yeah.
the directing.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you keep the general background stuff the same, like that leads up to the bigger movies we're gonna get, obviously, like how it was with Endgame, Infinity War.
Yeah.
You can go different directions in the tone, that kind of stuff.
Now I did feel like it had a simple story. I think we're going straight into spoilers. So I mean, Wanda ends up being the villain.
Yep.
She wants to be with her kids. Her kids don't exist. That was literally the story. She got corrupted by the Darkhold. Why do you think the movie isn't sitting well with people, even though it's a simple story like that? To just, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I would say honestly because of the simple. I think a lot of people I do think were just let down. They're expecting like a Spider-Man No Way Home type movie,
Like a cameo fest?
big cameo fest, and a lot more. I guess a lot more stakes. There wasn't. I mean, there were stakes in the movie, but they weren't like huge.
I just feel like in a movie that's literally called Multiverse
of madness.
it's gonna be a little messy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. People are complaining about the CGI or like the story being a mess. It's like
that didn't bother me, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, there were we'll talk about. There were some issues we both had, but
yeah.
the story being messy was not one of those, in my opinion.
I actually even thought the pacing was good.
Pacing was really good.
That's
A lot of people were let down. Obviously, this was before the movie and release, but
Yeah.
they announced the runtime. A lot of
yeah,
people,
2 hours 6 minutes.
They didn't like it. They thought it should be like a 3-hour No Way Home type movie.
Now, it's funny because I probably agree with you there, and then if it was longer, I would have been like, "Oh, it could have been shorter," you know?
Yeah, no, I'm
it
glad.
could have been one of
I
those.
liked where it was at. It was very, very well paced.
Yeah,
And it was over 2 hours. Not like it was like just really short.
yeah. I mean, there's a couple spots that even felt like the scenes were too short, but not short enough to like complain.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. How'd you feel about the Wanda reveal as the villain without, since your perspective, you didn't watch WandaVision.
Yeah.
Did it stick with you? Like, were you like, oh, okay, she can be the villain for this? That makes
Yeah,
sense.
because I mean, once I realized it was pretty, they give you enough background in the movie, I guess, to kind of understand like why she's a villain.
Yeah.
And she was a great villain because I mean, with how she's terrifying, with how powerful she is.
Dude, I think she went off.
I would like. I don't know if we're gonna. I would like for her to continue to be a villain in this phase.
You think she should continue to be the villain even with that arc at the end?
Well, I mean, I get the arc at the end, but I would just, for my preference,
Yeah.
I'd like her to become a villain again because she's just.
Really?
Well, I don't think we will get it, is what I mean, but
Okay.
for myself personally, I think it'd be cool to see her as a villain.
To see her continue with like that acting role.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense because
I think she's a world class actress. Personally, I do.
I do now. She starred in like Godzilla, the newest ones or whatever, or the first one.
I think it was the first one. Yeah.
First one of the newest run.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I think she's really growing as an actress for
I think
sure.
she's off. I think she's
Old
off
boy.
charts in Wind River. She's phenomenal.
Wind River, yeah, one of my favorite movies. I have a question about that though. Do you think Marvel is going to eventually crumble with the fact that you may have to watch some shows to figure out the movies?
So that's something I went back and forth with,
Yeah.
and I think one of two things are going to happen. It's just people are going to go into some of these movies blind with background information and just watch them because they're enjoyable, which people already did before. Because I guarantee you, not everyone saw all 23 movies in the first phase.
Yeah.
When they went and saw it, or the third, they went and saw Endgame, they didn't see all 22 movies before that.
I can see that, yeah.
But I also think it's a smart move by Marvel and Disney to get more people brought into Disney Plus to watch the shows.
Yeah.
But again,
But yeah, here's the thing.
I think they'd make more money if they turn those TV shows into movies.
All of them?
I don't know about all of them, but I feel like if you could turn a show kind of like make a movie about the Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
that would make a lot of sense. I get Loki, that makes some sense. I even understand why I didn't see it, but I understand WandaVision, that makes sense as well.
Yeah.
But and some people were saying that like Moon Knight was just too short.
Yeah, it was 100% too short. I won't get on that. It's my dude though.
Yep.
A lot of people were talking about the new character. How do you feel about America Chavez?
She's kind of forgettable.
Forgettable.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Her power is going to be something that moves.
Her power is great, but the character
herself
didn't. I mean, I don't know if it was the girl acting, but she just seemed like kind of like a generic teenager,
like a throwaway,
like a generic teenager in a movie with powers.
Oh man, that's disappointing. I hate her name. I always did, even in the comics.
Yeah.
Why would you name your child after a country?
But I like her. I like her powers. I do like her powers.
Yeah.
And she showed some emotion, but like she wasn't like it wasn't a bad performance. It just.
Yeah. You think the writing was a little
That's
off?
what I was gonna say. I would blame more the writing than her acting for the
Yeah.
character being kind of a throwaway.
I wonder. I'm not sure. I don't know the.
But that could grow. She's in further movies. I could
Let's
end
hope.
up liking her a lot. So.
I think I kind of agree with you. I like her powers. I think that'll move us forward in the Marvel universe with her. So I think we're gonna have to get used to her.
Yeah.
Hopefully, her writing is a little better. That was one thing. Another thing a lot of people were talking about. Do you felt? Oh my God. Do you feel like the writing should have been done by Sam Raimi and not like a Marvel producer that might have convoluted his
Who
style?
do you know who wrote it?
Michael Waldron.
Michael Waldron. So
Yeah.
Raimi, no co-writing, just
No, straight up.
yeah.
Michael
I think he
Waldron.
would. I think he should have wrote it. I think that
Yeah.
could have fixed some issues. Because I knew I knew he didn't solely write it, but I knew if he co-wrote it, I knew who the other guy was that wrote it.
Yeah,
So I think if he would have, or even co-wrote the script a little bit, I think it would have been a little. Not, I don't think it was super messy, but I think she could have written better. I think some elements I didn't like could have been fixed potentially with that.
yeah. Let's let's lead that into. Oh my God, I'm really. I'm sucking with the transitions here. Let's talk about that Illuminati scene, which could be an issue with writing because they said this could have been the reshoots that Sam Raimi wasn't like a part of, or he's a part of. He directed the movie, but this was something that Marvel pushed. Was that Illuminati scene? Which, if you guys didn't, you've watched it. Never mind. I'm talking to myself. Let's go ahead and throw the big Easter egg out here, the big cameo. What do you think of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic?
I was excited.
You're excited?
Yeah, because that's
I
who
was
I thought for 2 years since Marvel, or however long it's been since they said they're gonna pick up
Yeah.
Fantastic Four that I thought he'd be the perfect Reed Richards.
I mean, he straight up looks like the guy came out of the comic books.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know that aspect, I guess, but
Yeah.
like just I thought he was a perfect casting for it.
Yeah.
I also hope he writes and directs it. He's a pretty good writer director.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do his movie because I felt, and this is controversial, I don't think he had good writing in this. Like, he felt kind of dumbed down.
Yeah.
His few lines that he had, I think he was okay when he was sitting in that chair, but when he confronted Wanda,
Yeah.
it felt like they made him the dumbest person in the world.
Well, yeah, I agree with that because they said the thing about obviously.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't get me started.
Yeah, uses his mouth.
So Black Bolt, my favorite character in this movie, actually, from the Marvel comics. His words can cause catastrophic damage to anyone in his path. So he's a mute. And John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic tells the enemy that he can do that. Why would you do that to somebody that can literally warp reality?
Yeah.
I just felt like that was one of the dumbest conveniences of the movie.
Yeah.
But how about her just wiping them out?
Oh, I thought it'd take her even shorter than it did.
Really? You thought she was just
kind of? Yeah, she's so powerful.
Done.
I mean, she would have killed Thanos. I mean, so think about that. And he's probably more powerful than all four of them combined.
Yeah, I mean, Thanos is a dog.
Yeah, she's crazy powerful, but it was a cool scene to watch. She's kind of wiped them out.
Yeah, I agree. I think I loved the scene. I hate how kind of dumb they made the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Just because in the comics they were the most intelligent of the teams. Like you got Avengers, Illuminati, the Marvel Knights, Defenders. Anyway. And they kept bringing up incursions, which I don't know if you know. You don't read comics. That's setting up the Secret Wars for Marvel.
Okay.
It's their next Infinity War.
Gotcha.
It's where a world collides with another, or a multiverse collides with another multiverse. He kind of tries to explain it, and this is I can't talk. This is where they're gonna bring in all those other universes, X-Men.
That's gonna be sweet. Can't wait for it.
Deadpool. We'll see everybody.
I'll ask you a question about Deadpool in a second too.
You're Deadpool.
I'll ask you a question about Deadpool in a second.
Oh, you ask. Okay. I thought he was gonna be in it.
That's what I thought too, and I was gonna ask if you thought they would bring Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool into the MCU.
100%.
You think they will? The only thing I'm worried about is what made this movie so great is the rated R.
You don't think they're gonna let it be rated R?
I don't know.
The rumor is, I just saw it a couple hours ago, Sean Levy is going to direct, which is the guy who did Free Guy, Adam Project. But those aren't rated R.
That's the thing. No, aren't those kind of kid-friendly a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, man, that's what makes Deadpool. I feel like he's not kid-friendly.
I really hope they keep it rated R.
Me too. That's the only thing I was going to ask you is that you think they'll bring Ryan Reynolds back and then...
Ryan Reynolds is for sure coming.
Okay, that's
He's
awesome.
already agreed.
Sweet.
And he's even been in a commercial with Korg from the Thor movies.
Okay, gotcha.
But directing scares me because they said Moon Knight was going to be super dark and bloody and rated R, and it was not as much as everyone tried to hype it was.
That's a little worrisome, but
did you have any negatives on?
Yeah, I did.
Doctor Strange.
So most of them we agreed on. I mean, I thought it was a little messy. I'm not gonna but it's kind of hard to pinpoint what's messy and what's not. You get into like time travel, multiverse movies. It's gonna be a little messy.
Time travel and multiversal travel.
Yeah. So that part, there were some conveniences. You talked about one, obviously, him just telling her straight up that he can open his mouth and kill you. And then his mouth
that pissed me off so bad. Honestly.
Gone.
Yeah.
And then what was on? You had them in the notes. And
the fact that Christine had the watch that could get them into the one place they needed to go.
Yeah, that one too. That was probably the biggest one. I told you that when I texted you. That was the biggest one for me. That's kind of out of nowhere was.
Yeah, and like, how could Wanda not just while they're running, she's running in that tunnel after them? Why couldn't she like do something to like get in their heads or something? I don't know. there is a little messy.
Yeah.
Wong getting blasted off the cliff and then still landing on a ledge.
Yeah.
Get out of here. That ain't happening. He's dead.
I was glad that I love Wong. I literally
love Wong,
I was
too.
watching the movie and I looked at my girlfriend I was watching. I was like, oh, they can't kill Wong.
No.
I love him.
He's my, like, he's the new Nick Fury. You know what I mean?
He's just so likable. Just a likable character. He's awesome.
When he's like, hey, you need to bow to me.
Yeah.
He's like, I cracked up.
And I think this is off topic, but I think Doctor Strange is the new
Iron
Tony
Man.
Stark because they're so similar in personality too.
They're the exact same.
Yeah, they're snarky but also
Yeah.
likable, charming, but they're condescending, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
They literally have all kinds of jokes online or on comics and Reddit and stuff
That's why
about those two.
That's why they didn't get along, or they kind of didn't get along in
Infinity
Infinity
War.
War because they're the exact same person. Also, positive in this movie is one of the cooler suit-up scenes. At the beginning of the movie when he grabs his cape out of his tie
Handkerchief.
square, his handkerchief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pocket square handkerchief. That was pretty
sick.
sweet.
Yeah. It did fall into the trope of, new girl learns to finally use her powers at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, but convenient.
Yeah, we talked about tropes. They're going to be in some movies like that.
Yeah,
It's kind of like push the plot forward.
Marvel movies, if you're watching them at 28 films in, you're going to keep watching them.
Yeah.
So,
Doesn't really matter. They're going to keep doing it.
yeah, they're going to keep doing the tropes and,
And not every movie's going to be Endgame, Infinity War.
yeah, Infinity War is, we'll get to it. It's
Yeah.
one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. So, I think we're going to try to wrap this up.
I'll ask you two questions.
Oh,
So,
we got questions.
do you think do you want Sam Raimi to stay in the MCU?
Absolutely. I want him
Same.
on 3. And I want him to get writing control.
Yep, I agree. I would like to see him get a third Doctor Strange and even tackle.
Yeah, that mid-credit scene.
Yeah,
What did you feel about the third eye?
that's another question is. I guess I got three.
Okay.
Do you think is he evil?
I think he's starting to get corrupted.
That's what I'm thinking.
I talked to my wife. She was like, "Oh, are we gonna get another person that's good that turns evil?" And I was like, "I don't think so. I think it'll be like one with the end credit scene. He meets up with Clea, Charlize Theron. Perfect casting, in my opinion. I think they'll have a good dynamic, and she'll be able to keep him from going to the dark side.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah,
So we both want Raimi to stay in the MCU.
absolutely.
Would you like to see him tackle other projects like not just Doctor Strange? Maybe I don't know what else he could hit. I mean, I don't know what else his style fits.
Give me him on Blade.
I would. Yeah. That would be sweet.
That'd be sick. Or like Ghost Rider.
Is he coming?
Oh, he'll be in
Gotcha.
for sure.
And then did you like the horror vibes? I'm assuming that's a yes.
I love the horror
Yeah,
vibes.
me too.
The zombie Strange at
That
the
would be
end.
perfect for Blade.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think they already got a director, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Right?
I think they do.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that. We might check after this episode. You could probably check
Yeah.
while I'm trying to think. Yeah, the zombie Strange scene, top 5 moment for me in Marvel.
Bassem Tariq is his name.
Never heard of him.
So he's done.
Does he have any other films?
Somebody to look at. But I agree. I want Raimi to stay.
He's got to stay.
He hasn't really anything big. He's done Mogul, Mowgli, Ghost of Sugarland, and These Birds Walk. So
Never heard of a single one of those.
So that's kind of what I guess you could say. Didn't the Russo brothers do like a TV series, like 8 episodes of TV series before they got the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
So they kind of go find people and just kind of bring them in. Not all the time, obviously. Raimi,
Yeah.
Taika Waititi a little different, but
All right, so what are you ranking this number wise?
I'm right. I haven't seen it a second time, but currently it sits at 79 for me
79.
out of 100. So
Okay. I've watched it twice. And I'm at a 7.3.
7.3.
7.3.
I told you, and mine could drop too.
Yeah.
After real, it's like I said, it's not bad at all. It to me fits perfectly right in maybe the upper half of the middle. That makes sense of the MCU.
That's where I'm at
Like
with it.
that 13 to like 16 range probably for me.
I think that and the first. I think it's better than the first one. It felt like you said earlier. I think the first one did fall into the.
It's templated.
This is the origin story template.
Yeah. I will watch this over the first one.
100%. I've already watched this
anytime
one twice in
Yeah.
theaters. So
I haven't seen the first one in probably after like 6 months after it came out. Redbox when it came out, I watched it. So I didn't
My
even see
wife
it.
likes it a lot.
I didn't even see it in theaters. So
You didn't watch the first
no,
one?
I wasn't super into MCU. I guess then, like I wasn't like
Okay.
a big fan. I was. But
Yeah,
I just
you
went-
and the Batman.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
about the Batman.
I was Iron Man and Batman at that point in my life.
Yeah. Solid. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna go ahead and give you guys a streaming movie to watch. Some people don't like going to the theaters, so that's where we're at with this. Let's shoot it over to you.
So mine's Palm Springs. It's on Hulu. It's got Andy Samberg in it, and
My guy.
it's really funny. It's like a kind of like Groundhog's Day. He keeps living over the same day over and over again.
Is it really what it's like? I never watched
Yeah.
a trailer or anything about
Yeah,
that.
it's I've never seen that movie, the first one.
You've
but,
seen it? Palm Springs?
He's just stuck in a time loop, and it's got Kristen Milioti and then Camila Mendez.
Never heard of either of them.
She's from Riverdale, Camila Mendez. But they just they get stuck in a time loop, and they just live the same day over and over again. And she follows him one night before she's stuck in it, and then that's how she gets put in the time loop as well.
The poster of it's like them in a pool.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
That's-
part of it?
They go and chill in a pool every day because they're living the same day over and over, and he knows if that family's on vacation that same day.
Yeah.
So he lives at their house while
Huh.
they're going for vacation, and then it restarts the next day, so nothing happened to the house.
So if you were to rank that, Groundhog's Day, and Happy Death Day.
I haven't seen Groundhog's Day. I was just comparing it to that.
Oh, really?
But
Dude, I
compared to
haven't
Happy
seen
Death, I'd probably
Groundhog's
say
Day.
Palm Springs over Happy Death Day.
I love Happy Death Day.
It's really good too.
Okay.
Yeah. Happy Death
That's
Day's really
A24.
Probably Palm
My dude.
Springs.
Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
You haven't watched it? Shut up. Shouldn't you be watching Palm Springs? That's what we're kind of giving it to you.
Palm Springs is very good.
Palm Springs and Happy Death Day.
All right. Palm Springs.
But Palm Springs is like a straight
Happy
comedy.
Death Day sounds familiar. I'm very picky.
What about the one I'm about to give?
It eventually turns into a rom-com. So
I mean, anything with Andy Samberg.
it's
better
kind of
give me
rom-com
some
by
comedy.
the end. But it's a good movie. It's funny.
What'd you give it?
89 out of 100. So
89.
really solid movie.
Is it in your top 20 of the decade?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Fun question.
yes, it is.
Yes?
Yeah, it's right now. It's in my top 15. of the
Okay.
decade.
Cool. My movie is going to be Fresh on Hulu. We are not sponsored by Hulu. I wish we were. That'd be really
That'd
cool.
be sweet, man.
Fresh stars Sebastian Stan, which is your Winter Soldier in the Marvel Universe, and this new girl I like, which I forget her name, and I don't feel like looking it up.
Daisy Edgar Jones. Is that her
Holy
name?
shit, you knew that?
I
Off the top of your head.
I got Palm Springs pulled up, so yeah,
She's in like 2 movies,
yeah,
dude.
I know. The name because I looked up who was in that movie,
Crawdads,
Crawdads.
which
so,
we're going to talk about on
yeah.
another episode. Or I am.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Fresh is a campy horror thriller with a huge twist. It's not for weak stomachs, and you will love how it starts out as like this girl's all lonely, and
That's the twist it takes. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a horror thriller the whole way.
Not the whole way.
That's the twist. It turns into a horror thriller.
Yeah. It starts out, you feel bad for this girl. She's really lonely, and she finally finds a guy, and he ends up, spoiler, I'm not giving it away, but it's a cool twist.
Yeah.
If you watch the trailer, it kind of gives you that twist in a way.
Oh, that trailer gave a little too much away for.
I do
personally.
too.
Yeah.
Don't watch the trailer. Take our word for it. It's in my top. It's number 16 in my new decade.
It's in my top 20. I think it's like 20.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It's super good. I give it a mid 7. I didn't write my score down because I'm poor planner. It's like a 7.5, I'd say.
Yeah, I have it at 18. I have an 85, so I have it right in the middle of the 80s.
Okay, I'm bad with scoring. Probably, he's better at it than me. But go watch Fresh on Hulu. Go watch Palm Springs on Hulu.
Yep.
And apparently, our photographer has to watch Happy Death Day on whatever it's streaming.
Check that movie out too. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's great.
May not be
all
streaming,
3
but-
of those, go watch them.
Yep.
So, we're going to move on to our top 10 Marvel movies all time.
So this is not MCU. It's MCU's included.
Yeah.
But this is like X-Men,
you got the X-Men universe, the Fantastic Four universe,
Fan Force
Spider-Man.
would definitely be on mine.
Yeah, we're gonna keep out animated because we have something for that later on. We'll go ahead and throw some honorable mentions for Marvel all-time top 10 MCU excluded. Like, it's not just MCU. So let's go ahead and give you your honorable mentions.
So my honorable mentions, I got the original Spider-Man.
Okay, that's actually on mine, so I'll go ahead and say that too.
Enjoyable. Sam Raimi.
Yep.
Solid movie. I like Green Goblin a lot as a villain, so that's why I have it. Spoiler alert, I don't have Spider-Man 2 on this at all.
I hate you so
But
much.
I like Green Goblin tons as a villain, and I guess another movie on this list kind of made me like him more. I can go with all my honorable mentions.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Then X2. I think it's X2, X-Men United, that was called.
X-Men, X United, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really solid movie. It's the best of like the original X-Men.
The first three.
The first three definitely better than the third one.
Oh, God.
And then it's really good again. Then I got Spider-Man: Homecoming, an MCU movie. Vulture is a great villain. I talked about it before.
I think he's the only one that keeps that movie afloat.
Yeah, and Tom Holland's great as Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. I meant the story.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't like. I've never been a fan of the high school kid growing up thing. I don't know.
I get
That's
that.
not
Yeah,
not
I
me.
just always enjoy like Tom Holland a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
my last honorable mention is the first Avengers.
Honorable mention?
Yeah, it would be 11. I'll say that it would be 11 on my list.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not even in my honorable
Really?
mentions.
Yeah, it would definitely be 11. It's got the same score as my number 10.
Yeah.
But Avengers is really good. The first really big team up movie we got. I think personally, it's a little too like corny and cheesy with some of the jokes. Like it's a little too unserious at times.
That's
Where
that.
Endgame, Infinity War really aren't. There's jokes they crack, but they're kind of like callback jokes. They
Yeah.
really seem way more tense But
But-
Avengers is really good. I'm not gonna credit it. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy that directed it came out kind of be not a great guy, but
Yeah, he's a douchebag. But
good movie. That's my honorable mentions.
don't get us fired from our job that nobody watches. No, I'm kidding. We got people. So Spider-Man is on my honorable mention. And I also, this is going to shock a lot of people. Amazing Spider-Man is my other honorable mention.
I like to hear that, actually. I like that movie.
Yeah, I think Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
Co-sign it, yeah.
I just think he does it overall. He's the jokester. He can be. He was a little too cool as Peter
He's
Parker.
definitely the best actor to play
Oh,
Spider-Man.
100%. He's got that theater vibe.
Revisit it in 10 years, but because Tom Holland could do more. But currently,
Yeah, I mean, Tom Holland's amazing. Toby, I have my gripes about, and people will fight me over it every day of the week, and it's annoying. But he's my least favorite.
Garfield's great, though.
Yeah, Garfield's awesome, and I even love the story in this one with Lizard. It was the first time they did Lizard. It was good.
And the best love interest, I think, for a Spider-Man character.
Yeah, in which it was comic accurate.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy was his first girlfriend.
And they were dating. They're actually dating in real life on movies being cast, which makes it better.
It made it even better. I mean, you could feel their love on screen. It was so affectionate.
Yeah.
No. Another one is Iron Man. I know this one's in your 10 probably
Yeah.
because I know you. And it barely slid in. It could have made it. It didn't. First Class, X-Men First Class, honorable mention. What a stellar cast they put together for that movie outside Jennifer Lawrence.
Is that your last honorable mention?
Yeah.
That's perfect. I'll do my 10 through 6 then.
Absolutely.
Because my number 10 is X-Men First Class.
All right, let's hear it.
So he said the casting is phenomenal. I even like Jennifer Lawrence in this movie. But Michael Fassbender is probably the top 5 comic book casting of all time.
Magneto.
He is awesome as Magneto, and
He's so terrifying.
yeah, and he's just no
stoic.
emotion change. He gets a little more motion in Days of Future Past.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later,
Oh,
obviously.
man,
But and James McAvoy as Professor X is great. The younger characters that plays, I don't know their names, but they play Beast.
Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
Yeah, I
so
loved him as Beast.
I really enjoy this movie. I just watched it the first time this past week.
That's wild.
But I really enjoy it, and I think it just to me, I guess it's kind of a build up because what I knew was coming after.
It's a good start.
I gave it a 92. I think it's a
92?
really good comic book movie.
You're right. I didn't rank any of these.
You don't have to. I just kind of give them because they're already
That's
on my
right.
list. But this is an excellent movie.
No, yeah, I agree. What's your 9?
So my number 9's Deadpool. That's the one I told you. One's going to shock you.
What? It's that low though?
Oh, yeah, I got a 9.
9. Okay, go ahead.
But I'm going to tell you my 4 through 10 are separated. My 4 through 9 are separated 2 points.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Deadpool it's awesome. It's probably the lowest stakes of these movies because he just wants to find a guy that made him ugly. But,
They really did.
but Ryan Reynolds that's a perfect casting.
100%.
And what they did to him in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I don't hate as much as most, was a horrible mistake they did to him.
Connor, I hate that movie.
Oh, it's bad, but I enjoy it if I watch it.
They destroyed 2 of my favorite.
Yeah, they
comic
destroyed
characters.
Deadpool. That's if you
And
remove
Gambit.
that, yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Like,
destroyed
what
him.
the hell was that all about? Go ahead, Dustin.
Deadpool's really good.
They redeemed him.
They did, and this is awesome. I like the rated R version. This is a straightforward comedy, really.
Yeah.
That has Deadpool as the main character.
Isn't it like top 5 rated R movies
Make
in
money.
the box office?
I would assume. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I
On
think
that.
like the Jesus movie is the only one that didn't make, or it didn't make one.
I think Joker's the highest grossing rated.
Is it
R.
Joker?
Yeah.
I thought it was Passion of the Christ.
Because Joker crossed $1 billion. Did Passion of the Christ?
Joker passed $1 billion?
Yeah, Joker crossed $1 billion.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, you got me on that.
But yeah,
I mean,
Deadpool.
good, but-
Deadpool's awesome. I love it. So it's on your list, Simi Sue. Talk about it.
It's there. I'll let you keep going.
Sweet.
8.
And then my 8 is Captain America: Civil War.
Mm.
Avengers 2.5. Really.
It really was.
I mean, it's got a lot of Captain America. It's about a lot of him too. But a really underrated villain in Zemo.
Zemo is psychologically one of the best villains
It's
in
super
Marvel.
underrated because no one talks about him really.
It's bullshit.
Because he's not a physical force
Yeah.
like Killmonger, Thanos, those kind of people.
He mentally got in their heads as bad as Wanda could.
Yeah,
you know
he
what I mean?
literally they hate Steve and Captain America and Tony and Iron Man hate each other in Infinity War because of that.
Yeah.
But this movie's awesome. The airport fight is awesome. You get introduced to Black Panther, Spider-Man, a couple other characters get
MCU
introduced
Spider-Man.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
MCU Spider-Man. Yeah, Tom Holland. Great movie. Then right above that is number 7, which is No Way Home. Spider-Man: No Way Home. One of the best theater experiences in my life. Maybe it might be up there with Endgame personally.
Really?
When I saw it in New York City.
What?
Over
You didn't
Christmas.
tell me that.
Yeah, over Christmas. So right before Christmas, so I saw it there, which was awesome. And then great movie.
Was it one of those dome theaters?
No, I saw it at like the main AMC in like downtown New York.
What the hell?
It was awesome. It was sweet, and this movie has some of the best cameos of all time that were spoiled 6 months before it came out. But
Yeah.
we're not spoiled. We all knew it was happening.
Did they scream in
Oh,
the
dude,
theater?
the place went nuts.
The place went
There was
nuts?
a bunch of guys in Spider-Man costumes.
Oh, man.
My-
That would have been an experience.
My roommate and I who saw it together, and we almost took our costumes with us, but
Yeah.
because I have a Spider-Man costume. But great movie. And then number 6 right above that is the second Captain America movie, The Winter Soldier. It lived up to the hype. Everyone says it's one of the best MCU movies, and it's one of the best Marvel movies. So great action. It's really, we talk about it. I love when comic book movies kind of transcend and kind of become like a different, this is a political thriller, political action thriller, really. It's not really a
Yeah.
super movie. It has Captain America, Nick Fury, and Black Widow. This is a great movie.
I just feel like if you're a fan of like 007,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You could come into the Marvel movies and be like, watch Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, this is probably the most, outside of like the Incredible Hulk, the most like non-MCU movie because it's a political action thriller.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I guess too, that one
Yeah.
too. Yeah, but as far as like, there's nothing really fantastical about it. Winter Soldier is a great villain.
Oh my gosh.
This is an awesome movie. I really enjoyed it.
The
So that's
action in it, top notch.
best action, probably
Yeah.
in the MCU.
Yeah,
That's-
it's up there.
That's my 10 through 6. So
All right,
you can hop right in yours now.
hop into mine. My number 10 top Marvel movie all time is Captain America: Civil War. Again, this top 10 all are worth watching.
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason that any of these.
The 28 or 29 we've mentioned are all that
Yeah.
we're gonna mention are all worth watching.
Yeah. So, airport fight scene I've watched over 30 times. Call me a nerd. I don't care. Black Panther gets introduced, one of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe. Rest in peace, Chadwick.
Yep.
That's unbelievable to me. It just, like you said, Zemo is an underrated villain. The fact that he didn't fucking, oh well, he didn't punch people in the face and do all this stuff that was intimidating. People act like he's not worth mentioning, and
Yep.
he's psychologically one of the best. At number 9, I have X-Men 2, X-Men United, however you want to say it. The opening scene with Nightcrawler in the White House
That's awesome scene.
is one of my favorite scenes of all time.
I didn't even mention that, but that's awesome scene.
Yeah, because Nightcrawler is one of my favorite X-Men, outside Gambit, which got destroyed in Origins. And I mean, this sets up the Dark Phoenix saga, which got ruined in X3. And if they would have done it perfect, this movie would have been even heightened for me, probably. So, go watch X-Men 1 and 2, probably a good idea. But number 8, I got Days of Future Past. X-Men Days of Future Past. The best X-Men movie that's an ensemble cast. So, like Mystique,
Yeah.
Professor X, Wolverine, stuff like that. They go back in time, and Magneto, is the one that killed JFK.
It's an awesome movie. I'll
Yeah.
talk more about it here in a little bit.
Yeah, Quicksilver scene is one of the
That's
top
awesome.
scenes of
Yeah.
all time in a horror.
My only gripe, he wasn't utilized more.
Yeah,
wasn't
I
seen
mean,
more.
he could have wrecked the entire movie, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of kills Age of Ultron for me. But yeah, X-Men Days of Future Past, coolest time travel superhero movie.
Oh, I mean, Endgame's time travel.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Endgame's the best time travel super movie.
Hey, and look at my number 7,
Oh,
Avengers Endgame.
I got both a little bit higher, so I'll talk about them more too.
Yeah. So Avengers Endgame, last 40 minutes could be deemed as the craziest moment in Marvel Cinematic Universe
Yeah.
history.
You would have thought you were at a game 7 of a sporting event. In the
Right.
theater. Like, people were just going crazy.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Endgame. When Cap lifts Mjolnir in the fight against Thanos, I don't know anybody that didn't lose their minds outside of Cameron, our film guy who hates
Iconic.
Marvel. Fuck that guy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I would say I hate it. It just doesn't interest me.
I feel you.
I get it. Hey, The Winter Soldier, you should actually check that
Yeah,
out.
it's a good spy
It's a
thriller.
little different.
He's all horror though.
Gotcha.
Watch Multiverse of Madness.
I'll watch the shit out of Batman movies and that's
All right, we'll give you
I
that.
kind of get
He is your kind of guy. And number 6, we're going to go with Deadpool, probably the funniest superhero movie of all time. Ryan Reynolds perfectly cast. I'm so glad they kept him outside of Origins when they casted him for that. That was bullshit. And it even had a good story. I mean, I've watched it over 20 times. It could probably be, I don't know. Couldn't they bring it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Where MCU is currently at, no.
No.
But Kevin Feige's saying that they're willing to go darker because people are worried. Are you gonna make PG-13 Blade?
No.
That's what they're
you
worried
can't
about.
Make
So
Blade.
if you're gonna make Blade rated R, then you can obviously bring Deadpool in and make it rated R. Because X-Men
Makes
doesn't
sense.
have to be. Logan was transcended that movie, made it what it was, but X-Men,
Logan.
but
I can't
Deadpool,
wait.
Deadpool needs to be rated R.
I can't wait to talk about Logan.
Because what makes Deadpool is his mouth, and he can't use the F word
Yeah,
or he cuss all the time. It'd be PG-13.
I feel that.
So I think rated R for me. That's what makes it rated R. It's not really anything else.
Yeah.
You can tone back the gore and stuff. You don't have to have that many rated R. I mean, I don't want him to, but for Deadpool, it's his mouth that makes it rated R. It makes it funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that yours? Is that your 10 through 6?
That is my 10 through 6.
So
Let's
I'll-
hear your 5 through 2.
So my number 5 is Iron Man.
That is high.
Yeah, I love Iron Man. This is
How many times have you seen it?
probably 20 plus times.
Okay.
But also my family loves this movie. They love Iron Man, Tony Stark. This is, in my opinion, the best origin story of all time. Batman Begins is close, but Iron Man does everything for me. I love the action in it. I love the whole cave sequence when he breaks out of the cave is awesome.
Absolutely.
With his homemade suit he made.
Yeah.
The whole sequence being trapped in the cave, the writing and the acting, and that was great.
Spoiler alert for a 20-year-old
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, spoiler alert for Iron Man. It came out 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But this is, it's everything you want in an origin movie, an MCU movie, and it gave us my favorite MCU character, and one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, and movie characters in general.
Honestly, I think I agree with you on the origin thing outside of maybe Spider-Man, the original,
Yeah.
and Deadpool and Guardians. But we'll get to that.
Number 4 is X-Men: Days of Future Past for me. This movie's incredible. This is just an awesome movie. Again, the casting, talking about First Class that we both mentioned. The casting's perfect. Fassbender, I think, is even better in this movie because he has some emotional scenes when they're in the plane when he's yelling at Professor X.
Yeah.
That's an awesome spoiler alert for an 8-year-old movie.
Yeah.
But iconic scene. Awesome. Hugh Jackman joining this crew, going back in time.
Yeah.
Was pretty sweet. And then I thought they did. There was the least amount of like messiness in the plot regarding the time travel.
Time travel, yeah.
Any movie I've really seen.
Right? I think they did it well.
That's what I mean. I think this is the least messy time travel movie plot wise, writing wise I've seen.
See, that's what I was trying to say earlier. I think it has
because there's
a better
more
flow.
Yeah, Endgame there's like
Yeah, you could
some
be like,
messiness
that
with
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but this made a lot of sense. How it ends make perfect sense because of what they're going back to stop. Never happened. So the present is eliminated. They disappear.
They brought my boy Bishop in too.
Yeah.
That dude is a beast.
And then you got the old characters becoming you got old Professor X, old Magneto with younger versions.
Yeah.
Both in the same movie's awesome.
Yeah.
This is a really cool movie. It's my favorite, obviously my favorite X-Men ensemble movie.
Yeah.
But it's
Same.
really good. And
just back.
number 4 is Days of Future Past. Number 3 for me is Avengers: Infinity War.
So low.
One of the best MCU movies of all time. Well, literally, I mean, you'll see it's one of the one of the best comic book movies of all time, Marvel movies.
It is the best.
This is the best movie this is the best I don't know how to word it, the best setup movie of all time, where it sets up just an epic finale.
Right.
And
I could
what it
argue
does-
Dune, but
what it does is just iconic. So many good moments in this movie. How they're going back and forth from place to place. I thought was great the way they did it. Not messy at all. And an awesome villain in Thanos. This is Thanos' movie. It's it's not the Avengers movie. It's Thanos' movie.
100%.
And they lose. Obviously, a lot of us Marvel fans knew they didn't actually lose, but
Yeah.
they lost and the stakes were high. And it's a great villain. The battle scenes in Wakanda were great. The battle scene in space was awesome.
Perfectly cast Thanos.
Yeah, perfectly cast. Yeah, his voice for Thanos is awesome.
Oh my god, it's unreal.
And I'll go into my number 2, where I'll stop at, is the follow-up, the conclusion, Endgame. Avengers Endgame for number 2. This is my number 1 MCU movie. Just awesome. This is probably the most excited I've ever been in a movie theater. The whole last 45 minutes to an hour is awesome. The time travel is fun to watch, go through. The first hour I can give you things a little slow, but I like how they're kind of just catching up what happened.
I was about to ask you, are you sure that first hour doesn't ruin the overall ranking of this movie?
To me, it doesn't, because I don't really think the first hour drags that much. Because
Really?
It's kind of them bringing Tony comes back from space
Yeah.
with Nebula, and it's kind of them all coming back together and then catching up and then going their separate ways 5 years later. Obviously, he has a family and a kid.
I think it's for me, I love this movie. It's obviously in my 10.
Yeah.
But after they killed Thanos at the beginning of this movie or whatever, I felt like it dragged
Really?
so much.
I love
between that and the time travel.
I love how they killed him so early.
I do too. That's not what I'm talking about. Just right after where they were like, okay, let's all go our separate ways. What do we do now?
I like that because it kind of brought more seriousness in the movie. This is to me a darker tone MCU movie. I mean, when they go, there's some callback jokes, but the callbacks are awesome. The acting is great. It's emotional, obviously, as we all know what happens in the end. But it's an
Iron
iconic.
Man dies.
It's an iconic movie. Everything about it. This is my number 2 and my number 1 MCU movie. So spoiler alert.
Yep. Nope. Hold on 1.
Yeah. I won't go with my 1 yet.
All right, so 5 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. For me, it is the greatest Captain America. I mean, it's the greatest Captain America movie. There's only 3. I'm being an idiot right now.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
It's
him as the villain being brainwashed is just top tier. Just emotional impact for the protagonist. You know what I mean? That was his best friend growing up, and all of a sudden he sees him, and he has to struggle with you know, because he doesn't know who he is. He battles it. I don't know. It was just like an internal thing. I love Captain America as a character. A lot of people give him some hate because of his whole, you know, howdy doody.
I like his character too. Yeah.
Chris Evans kills it. Sebastian Stan as a evil person, I think, kills it. I think he plays better evil than he does. Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah,
He's even
fresh.
fresh
I love
too.
fresh. Yeah, he's somewhat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so my number 4 is gonna shock a lot of people. Is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
The first one. James Gunn came in at a time where Marvel was just doing the simple Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, blah, 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 Avengers all got together. And then they were like, hey, here's a space version of Avengers. Let's see how it works. And he did it perfectly. The comedy in it, the getting each character together, even though none of them knew each other in the same movie, I think it flowed well. It didn't fall apart at all for me. Like, they all still kind of hated each other until the very end of the movie. And it was fun.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like that with their movies as fun, apparently. Everyone wants, like, serious tones some days. Thank you. That's my dude. Yeah, I mean, the dance-off at the end instead of, like, a big punch-in-your-face battle, that was awesome to me. We Are Groot. You could have cried during that. I didn't. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to tell any of you. That scene was awesome. Groot's one of my favorite Marvel characters. And Rashawn, my buddy, is going to talk so much shit about this, but it's my number 4. So, number 3, Spider-Man 2. Doc Ock comes in and messes Spider-Man's life up badly by, like, messing with his Aunt May.
That's high, man. That's not even on my honorable mentions.
That's insane to me. It's like...
But I told you I thought about it.
I know.
I think it's the most overrated comic book movie of all time.
Overrated. You hear this guy?
I don't dislike it. I just think it's the most overrated comic book film I've ever seen.
But, like, the scene on the train...
That's a great scene.
And then the ending when he's got to decide, you know, save Mary Jane or Doc Ock, like, when he's floating down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything about this movie is amazing. Like, him giving up the mantle when he loses his webs.
Yeah.
Even though in the comics he didn't have, like, the webs coming out of him. But I really dug that version of it where he was like, he had web block, which they've talked about in No Way Home. Where he was about to give up as Spider-Man because he didn't want to do it anymore.
I thought the web block was kind of dumb.
What? Wow. This is unreal.
I don't. You're gonna think I hate the movie. I think it's like it's in the '80s for me. It's just so. I think it's.
I feel like this is an age difference thing.
It might be, but I had the first one in my honorable mentions.
That's so surprising. It doesn't make sense. Spider-Man 2 is amazing. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, I get why you like it. A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Doc Ock is one of my favorite villains.
Doc Ock's a
of
great
all
villain.
time.
He's a great villain.
Yeah.
I told you I like Green Goblin better, so that's why I have for Spider-Man higher.
I think the Sam Raimi movies did the villains fine.
Yeah. Except for Venom.
3 did the villains fine. They just put too many into it.
Oh, I think Venom was bad.
Well, no, I hate Venom so much.
Okay, yeah.
No, that was the worst casting
Yeah.
of a villain of all time.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2, perfect casting, perfect story, perfect execution. The best Spider-Man movie, not No Way Home. No Way Home has that cameo factor for me.
It does, yeah.
That first 45 minutes was so boring.
I agree with that.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Not so boring, but it did drag.
It drug. I'm not going to get started. If we reviewed that movie, I would have destroyed it. But no. Anyway, my number 2 is Logan.
Okay.
Which I think is your one.
So
but we'll go with my number 2 is Logan. The greatest ending to a character that was on screen for 20 years. His relationship with Professor X, his relationship with X-23 or Laura. This was so grounded in like an old westerny modern movie though, but still had that cool superhero effect to it. It's one of the greatest superhero movies of all time.
It is.
The way it was executed.
Shoot, I was talking about it too.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Logan's my number one.
Yeah.
I think it's the second best comic movie of all time.
Batman.
Yeah, Dark Knight's the one ahead of it. But Logan it's awesome. Like you said, the Western. I mean, the trailer literally plays Johnny Cash song.
That trailer was one of my favorites of all time.
It's a Western vibe movie. It's just the rated R, seeing Wolverine just rip limbs off.
Yeah,
that was awesome to see.
That scene in the hotel when Professor X has them in slow motion and he just like cuts that guy
awesome.
Dude.
And then the ending of the movie where it's X-23 and some of the other kid mutants.
Yeah, the kid mutants that are on the run.
Yeah, and he like saves them and like fights back, and how he's like losing his power.
Yeah,
he's losing his like healing ability. He's slowly dying.
He's got the disease because of the adamantium.
Yeah, he's losing everything. And I think it's awesome. Professor X is great in the movie. I think it's the two best performances they both gave.
Both, yeah.
Probably Hugh Jackman probably ever. Patrick Wilson, I haven't seen everything. I'm Patrick Stewart. I haven't seen everything he's done. But
the fact that they bullshitted this one on the Oscars.
Yeah,
it's crap because it was such a good movie.
All it got was a screenplay.
I think you could legit put this in front of anybody, and we're gonna put it in front of Cameron at some point. You could watch this without caring about superheroes, caring about X-Men.
This movie could literally be a Western and just take a guy that is slowly dying, that's protecting somebody.
Yeah.
Take out Wolverine. It's an excellent
protecting
movie.
two people.
Yeah, protecting two people. It's an excellent movie.
Of separate age groups.
Yeah.
Like he's protecting an elder guy and he's protecting a young girl.
Well, it's an awesome movie. It's absolutely
unreal.
It's my number one. I think it's pretty much a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Really.
I think I agree with you. I don't give a lot of things 10s, but it's probably like a 9.7.
I give it a 9.8.
Yeah, 9.7, 9.8. It's
awesome.
Cameron's gonna watch it and he's gonna like it.
You can borrow my Blu-ray.
Yeah. He's just going to deal with it. So
it's awesome.
Logan is his number one, and Infinity War is my number one. It is a perfect ensemble superhero movie ever. It brings up the whole MCU together, gives us the greatest villain on screen. And Thanos, and just punches you in the face at the end of the movie. No care of what's going to happen afterwards, and every scene is blockbuster.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't have. There's not a single boring part in this movie.
No, it's not. It flies by.
It's on in 2.5 hours long.
Yeah,
it's just amazing. I don't have anything else to say about it because. You could literally watch the entire movie and be like, "Yeah, this is gold." Even if you just like
my top 5 as well.
Yeah, even if you just like A24 movies, this one would still.
Infinity War is awesome. It was
a culmination of everything you watched before that.
It was the perfect build up to Endgame.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was really like better, it was the perfect build up to the epic conclusion we got.
I don't see anything topping it.
Infinity War is awesome.
Nothing.
I've got number 2, but I'll co-sign everything you say. I think it's.
I don't think they can top it.
I mean, so far. I don't think they can top those two back to back.
Back to back.
Those are my top 2 MCU movies. I don't think those two will ever be topped.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because I think they're gonna try to do like a Secret Wars 1, Part 2, Part 1, Part 2, or some shit like that. I don't think it's going to work as well as that.
Infinity War is awesome. That's a good number 1. Not as good as Logan, in my opinion, but it's...
Yeah, I can see where you stand on that.
Yeah.
But either one is interchangeable. I think I'd give them the same score.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that concludes this episode. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff that YouTube stuff does. You got anything?
I got anything, man.
Okay. All right, we're out. Thanks.